impartially and honestly discharge the duties of my office as firefighter according to law and to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. Now we need you to sign this. You have to sign.
Sign your life away.
Yeah, right there.
We'll get this original back to you after we make copies.
I don't disagree with it.
Thank you.
Here, I got it. I'll get it. Thank you. That's understandable.
Brady, you look the part of a firefighter. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I have not, so I'll have them guys send me. Mm-hmm. I will. Can we move the chairs, or are you guys okay? We'll get one with the mayor and myself in there with you guys. Absolutely. Beside you. You go right on there. Great.
Have to step back a little bit.
We're excited too. Very excited. We'll all go upstairs and we take pictures. And we'll leave the meeting alone.
Thank you, Matt.
Congratulations.
Hi, Linda.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Hi, how are you? Kind of good.
Thank you guys for picking up the chairs.
See you, Brenda. Yeah, thank you.
My heart is bursting just a little bit.
I know. Okay.
Carl can send us pictures.
Yeah, Carl has pictures too, don't you? You did? Oh my gosh. Oh. I'll have to look that up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, see you, Josh. Thanks. Well, exciting times at the fire department. Thank you. I love to see that, and exciting when we get a new firefighter and so much going on, so very appreciative. Parks Department, Joel Tatum. Everybody else loved us, didn't they?
I have a use application for the Prairie Creek Park for January 21st for Coach Kids, and they are looking to have the fee waived. It's for their New Year's celebration for their mentors and mentees.
I'll make a motion that we accept the application for the use of Prairie Creek Park by Coach Kids. And also that we waive the fees.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, that was approved.
The next one, the Frankfurt Moose would like to partner with us, kind of like the Eagles did this year, to do a concert at Prairie Creek Park, and that would be on August 17th. They would be having they would be doing the alcohol at the concert, but they would like us to staff it like we did for the Eagles.
Okay.
Which we're okay with. They did go ahead and fill out a use agreement, so if you would like to approve that with no fees, that would be great.
Are they paying for the?
They're paying for the band and everything.
That's, okay,
Yep.
so it's just partnered or fashioned after the Eagles?
Yep.
What they did. I'll make the motion that we approve the partnership with the Moose for the concert on Prairie Creek Park on August 17th.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Okay, you have the approval for that as well.
And I forgot to say, that's the Jimmy Rustler and the Beach Bum Band
Okay.
who they have
Nice.
for that. The only other thing I have is that, just to give you an update on donations, the Santa House so far has taken in $34,882.54, which means 15,619 bills have been counted by myself.
But who's counting, right?
That's
But-
a lot of counting.
It's a lot of counting. So Katie Ann and I have a system down. During the week I do it by myself on Mondays. Katie Ann goes with me, or like today she went with me because we had a lot. And I mean, we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Oh, wow.
and Tuesday to count today.
So that was a lot.
And it took us 2 hours and 50 minutes to count
believe
it. But she straightens all the bills and I count them all and get them put the way they're supposed to be. So
Wow.
it's been a long process, but we're almost to the end. And that donation total doesn't include any private donations that were sent directly to the park or our donation boxes that we have throughout the county. So once we get those
That's amazing. isn't
totaled
it?
up, we'll bring a final total once it's over with.
Can you read me that total again? 34,800 and,
$82.54.
thank you, sir.
And that was as of today.
That's amazing.
Successful year, thank you.
Yes, it has been.
And I've heard nothing but good things about the parks.
We've
amazing.
heard tons of good feedback. We've had one negative comment that said his daughter was bored, but I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want to do.
Did we have
What?
damage over the weekend? Did somebody hit a
Yeah.
display or lights or something?
They ran, so we've had it happen actually a couple times where the exits that are blocked off, they decide they want to go through them anyway, so they run through them and tear up the road lights and other stuff. So over the weekend, we're officially out of road lights. Like, we have no more to replace any. So this week, it was Christmas Eve actually that it happened. And I just told the guys to park a park truck there. Just park a truck there, lock it up, take the keys out. And that's what we did. And they didn't drive through the truck.
They
But we've had it happen. That makes probably the 5th or 6th time, honestly, that it's happened, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't really know there's really anything you can do. This year we did the tree boxes in the roadways to keep people from driving through, but they don't cover the whole roadway. So in those big entrances, because it's happened there at the pool, like where our parking lot goes into the pool area, it's happened there, and then it's happened over on Burlington Avenue in the middle where the exit is there. So next year we think we're going to put 2 tree boxes there. That way it blocks the whole road so they can't drive through it on the road. They would have to drive through the grass.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate all that you and the staff have done at the parks.
Well, thank you very
Department.
much.
Yeah,
The staff has been very, very pleased with the outcome and
good.
been getting lots of praises, so that's good for
Oh,
them
yeah.
too.
Yes, yes.
And the money shows it too.
Oh, yes, yes.
So
A lot of people come from out of town as well. I
They
keep
do.
hearing.
they do. I mean, you're on a Saturday night, you're looking at waiting at least 2 hours to get through. So
Amazing.
that's awesome.
Yep.
And I don't have a final count on the candy canes. I know that we've bought every candy cane in the city of Frankfurt, I think, We've cleared out Dollar Tree, Dollar General, well, all 3 Dollar Generals, Walmart. We've cleared out 1 Walmart in Lafayette. We've cleared out the Lebanon Walmart. So I don't even know how many candy canes we
hit
went
'em
through
all.
now. Yes. But we'll definitely order twice as much for next
Yeah.
year. But
Good.
that's all I have for today.
Okay. Well, thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Okay, HR, do you have anything?
No, I do not have any.
Okay. Okay,
Encumbrances.
okay. Do we want to, you want to go ahead, and we'll do the attorney and then we'll come back to the
They're
encumbrances.
on
Yeah,
new business.
yeah. Okay. Alicia, what do you have for us?
Okay, there's 2 things. Which one do you want to talk about first? We can talk about the notice to bidders for Meadowbrook, or we can talk about IU Health first, whichever one strikes your fancy. IU, okay. So we were kind of talking before the meeting, but IU Health I reached out to them. I've been trying to work with them for several months now to try and get a contract extension that's agreeable to the city and the utilities and also the county for a 1-year contract extension, similar to what we have, but just for 1 year instead of 5 years. So what the contract currently says is if we don't cancel it by the end of the year, that it will automatically extend for a 5-year term, is what it currently says. We can amend that contract, and I believe the intention at this point is that IU is on notice that we intend to amend the contract. So I think if they were to say, well, you didn't officially terminate in writing, that we could say, well, we told you that if we didn't get an extension, that was our intention. And I think that would be a valid argument. But we don't have the extension yet. I have reached out to them a number of times, most recently this afternoon, and they have sent me back that they have gotten approval for a 1-year commitment, that it would be a 4% increase, and that they would update the head count, which was a request made by Cheryl, and that they would get us a document, but they probably wouldn't be able to get us a document by the end of this week. And so I had previously requested that we get that document by the end of the year so that we wouldn't have any question. So today, once I found out that they wouldn't be able to get us the document by the end of the week, I asked if we could get an extension on the termination clause so that we could, instead of having to terminate 6 months, we could terminate 5 months, right? So that way we could terminate, in the end of January if we couldn't come to an agreement. I haven't heard, I just checked my email, I haven't heard anything back, whether they'd be able to do that or not. So we kind of have a couple of options at this point. We could just say officially in writing, we're going to terminate the agreement, and then do a new contract based on what we've said. We could just say we're going to go with faith that they're going to honor what they've said because we have been negotiating back and forth. We believe we're close to an agreement, and we're just waiting on the actual physical document to bounce back and forth, and not terminate the contract at this point and just kind of amend the agreement and do that after the first of the year. We could see if they would be agreeable to this idea of extending the termination period, although I don't know if they will or not, and I don't know if they'll get back to me by the end of the year or not. It's been a little bit troublesome getting a hold of them, so we could see that. Or we could just say, if we get a contract, whenever we get that, we authorize somebody to sign that. But either way, we're kind of in a sticky position because we don't have that document by the end of the year. I feel like at this point, they are aware that we want a 1-year agreement. They have agreed to that. I have emails where they say we can do a 1-year agreement. Here are the terms that we would need in order to do that. I believe that based on what I have heard from the mayor, that the insurance committee is okay with those terms. I think we're close to an agreement. I would think that they wouldn't, go behind our backs and suddenly rip the rug out from under us and say, well, you didn't terminate, so 5 years it is. I don't think they would do that. Could they? Absolutely, they could. So, I guess it's kind of up to you guys what we do at this point. My thought is that we've been negotiating. I don't think that they're going to do that, but could they? Absolutely, they could. So, you know, there's some risk involved with everything that we do, because if we terminate at this point, you know, when they've been negotiating, is that going to come across as we're not playing fair? If we don't terminate at this point, are we putting ourselves in a position of risk? I don't really know the right answer, to be honest with you. It's a risk assessment, and so it just depends on our risk tolerance, I guess. I would say, though, that we do have a whole string of emails that we could turn back to and say, you know, if this was an issue that we needed to take to court, that we could turn back and say, hey, Your Honor, you know, we've been negotiating in good faith. We've been trying to get this done. We've told them over and over and over again that it is our intention, if we can't get an agreement, to terminate this. They told us that we would, you know, that they were in agreement with us. We believed that there was an agreement forthcoming, and then at the 11th hour, they didn't get it to us, you know. And I think that would be pretty compelling. I don't really want to go to court with IU, but we could if we had to. So I don't think we'll have to. I think it would probably be fine, and we'll probably get an agreement, and it will probably be fine. But probably don't don't make attorneys real comfortable. So, so with that said, what questions do you have that I can answer? What are we thinking at this point?
Well, as one of the members of the insurance committee, I do think there have been some serious talks back and forth, but it all has been in good faith, although it's been a little sluggish on some of the response time, and the end of year might be problematic as a reason for that. But I do have faith that they will continue with, as the emails have said. We do have that to fall back on, I think. I would feel comfortable with authorizing, you know, upon a vote, that the mayor have the authority to execute the contract if it comes back the way you review it, Alicia, for all the components that we approve of and that you approve of, Mayor, if that sounds feasible.
Yeah, I think that of the solutions that you gave us, that one seems to be probably the one that will get the things accomplished that we need, and still in good faith to have that honored in a reasonable amount of time. So
Okay.
I think that would be agreeable for me.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Well, then I'll offer that as a motion, that we continue the negotiation. Alicia will review that upon receipt and give the mayor authority to execute the contract. If there are any problems, though, upon receipt, we will reconvene, even if it needs to be special session.
I'll agree with that motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Alrighty. My second thing is a lot easier. So I'm gonna, and I apologize for not getting these to you sooner. I got the materials while I was out for Christmas, and you can pass those to Megan, and those to Carol. And there's a copy for you, Mayor. So I got the materials while I was out for Christmas, and I just got back today. So I put everything together today, and I got it done at 4:30 p.m. So, so I didn't really have time to email it. But what I've got, Meadowbrook Subdivision is working on trying to obtain a READY grant so that they can expand. Part of that process is that the city has partnered with them in order to do that, and they have to obtain bids through a formal bidding process that the city, you guys, would be responsible for in order for them to get that grant funding. And so we're kind of on a pretty tight timeline because we found out at the beginning of December that they have to have all of the bidding information completed, signed, executed, sealed, and delivered by March 1st. So I have the bids prepared, and these would be scheduled to go in the paper in January. They'd be published twice, and then they would be at our second January meeting is when we would receive the bids and open them. That would give us time that if we needed to take them under advisement, we could take them under advisement, and then we could award them in February and still meet our March 1st deadline. So what I've got is there are two different pieces to this. One is for the streets and one is for materials, I believe for like wastewater and water piping. And so I've got those notices of bids. They may need some adjustment. So I am asking that you would approve them subject to any edits that the developer and I have to make prior to when we need to send it to the press, which is on, I think the deadline for that is January 2nd. So I plan to send it to the press on Friday. But I have a draft of this for your review today just so that we could get approval. And then if I do need to make edits, I have sent it to the developer. I haven't gotten any feedback from them as of yet. So, but that's what those are for, and that's why they're in front of you today. So we're working through it.
So I noticed the published dates.
Yes,
Is that,
those are, yes, those should be fine. Those are both Wednesdays, the 6th. Oh, wait.
Wednesday, is it only Saturday?
They are, so they should be the 10th and the 17th then. I was looking at December. So I'll have to change those dates then.
okay, January,
January 10th and 17th, I think, or maybe 3rd and 10th. I'll have to double check the
You'll
dates.
let
I
us
was looking,
know.
yeah, I was looking at December, which the Wednesdays are the 6th and the 13th.
okay.
So, yep, I was on the wrong month. So I will fix that.
But the publication dates are now only going to be
Only going to
Wednesdays.
be on Wednesdays. Yeah.
We have a notice today that, or I did get one that, or read the paper or something where they're gonna only have a paper on Wednesdays. A paper. Everything else is gonna be or they're gonna have an electronic version for Saturday, but
Yeah, I will fix the publication dates. But we should be fine. Because we can just do it on the Wednesdays. I was just looking at the wrong month.
okay,
So
we'll still be good.
yeah, we should still be fine.
Okay.
Yep. Because yeah. Yep, I just typed in the wrong. I was in December when I typed it in. So because I know it's the first two. But anyway, so yeah, so I'll fix those today. Okay. Fix pub dates. Okay. And then the sheets that are attached, those were sent from the developer, and there are 3 alternative bid options. And so I have put those on there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to scan those and send those directly to the Times. I'm not going to retype them because I will inevitably screw something up. So I'm going to leave those alone, and then we will make sure that those are correct. And then they are going to do specifications and construction plans, and they're going to get those to me as soon as possible, and those will be put in the clerk treasurer's office along with the bid packet. I have the bid form already prepared, and I have a sample contract already prepared as well. It's our general independent contractor contract. So what I did is I took the one that we always use for everybody, and I just put blanks in for, you know, the price for who's going to do it, and the specifications I just put pursuant to the notice for bid and the specs. I didn't bring that tonight just because we can approve that once we've got, once we have an actual contract. I'll have that before you, but I'm going to put that with the bid packet so they can kind of see the sample contract. So I've got that all prepared as well, and then I'll put that all together with the bid packet, and we'll get that to Carol so they can review that. I did put that Dawn has been working with the developer, so I put that for the electronic bid packets, they can contact Dawn for that because he's been working with Meadowbrook and with the developer on all of that. So I thought he would be a good person to contact. That way they wouldn't be bogging down Carol's office requesting those bid packets electronically.
So I wondered if he was aware of that. We might make sure.
He's not, but I will tell him. I will tell him. I did copy him on the email where I sent out the notice.
Yes.
So he's aware of at least that the notice has been done. So he should be aware, but I will make sure that he's he's notified.
Okay.
So
Alicia, on this copy, the zip for Frankfurt in the, fourth,
Oh, yeah.
fifth paragraph down has an extra 4.
got it.
just
Thank you.
FYI.
In both
Yeah.
of them.
In
Got it.
both
Okay.
packets, yes.
Thank you. You can tell I was in a hurry. Okay, I'll fix that too. Okay. So yeah, what we'll need to do is we'll just need to get the I think as long as we get the notice for bids out so that it can be published on the 3rd and the 10th, then we'll still be good for the 22nd. Because we have to have it 2 times 7 days before the 22nd. So the 7th day would be, so as long as it's the 10th. And I think as long as we get it out by, I think their cutoff will be Friday for Wednesday's publication. I don't know if it's earlier with the new year, so I'll email the times and find out. But I'll double check that. But as long as we get it out this week, we should be fine.
Okay.
Deadline. Okay. So that all said, if I could have a motion,
What did you say then again?
yeah. If I could have a motion approving the notice to bidders, subject to any edits that I might need to make to get them right before I publish them, I would greatly appreciate that so I can get them done in time.
One motion is sufficient for both notices.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Yep.
Is this the time where I can play the what she said card? No,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
kidding. No. I'll make the motion that we approve, subject to any necessary edits, the notice to bidders that our council, Alicia, has presented to us this evening, an advertisement for bids for the Meadowbrook projects.
And that specify one for streets, one for material, or those,
That's fine.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you, Alicia. I mean, you burn the midnight oil to take care of us. Thank you.
We're working hard trying to get this all
know,
done in time.
I know, we're
But I
all-
think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're okay.
We're on such a timeline with this.
And
Yeah.
we're getting there. So,
Yes.
but yes, we're all good. That's all I had for tonight. That's it.
Okay. Then under unfinished business,
Can I address this for you?
yes. Red.
Last meeting, we approved the Sharp contract, and it was in the amount of $8,000. It was the intention to approve the contract for an additional $2,000. I erroneously gave Carol the information that it was the $2,000 would bring the total to $8,000. It's been $8,000 for years, so it needs to be $10,000. This is just to amend the already approved contract to the correct annual amount of $10,000. So I'll make the motion that we approve the amended Sharp contract for the total of $10,000 for the year of 2024.
And I second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, we have that taken care of then.
And Mr. Jameson has been contacted and we have given him the necessary copies that he needs.
Thank you so much, Carol. Sorry for that extra work.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Okay, any other unfinished business? Okay, next we have new business. Do you want to talk to us about that, Carol?
Yes, before you have a list of the proposed encumbrances for 2024. We have quite a few this year. All the departments got busy with their pencils and found money that hadn't been used and would have needs for next year, or for needs that they can pay for out of this year's budget if these encumbrances are approved. If there's any specific questions, I'd be glad to address them. I tried to give you a little bit of detail there, but if you need more, I can supply that.
The one that I had was the one for AAA, and we talked a little bit about that today, Greg, and they're not going to get that completed, I guess, this year. So we asked to encumber. I think it's going to end up a little bit under the 9,500 because they had added tax, so that will come off of it. But I'd ask for that one for Old Stony. And if they get done this year, we still would not be able probably to get a check ready for them, so.
several of these are things like the mayor mentioned that just can't be delivered in this year.
That we're planned for.
Yes, and we just have not been able to. And then I see the one from Matt for the inflatable that we just approved. And of course, the truck for the street department.
Yes, that,
Jason, I think, has talked to us about that in the past, when they were not able to deliver the truck for this year, so then we'll just carry that encumbrance forward. I don't know, is there any others? Some of it's
the park has several for, several roofs that are going to be repaired, camera systems, paving around the park offices, and greenhouse repair. Some of those things just can't be done until we warm up again. And the door at the neighborhood center was, it was planned to be done, but had just not been done to this point.
oh, okay.
The greenhouse, we're waiting on the wire that holds the plastic on to be installed, so we have a tarp taped over the hole right now. Working, so.
Anybody have any other questions?
No, I just really appreciate the department heads reviewing the plans that they had put down for this year and making sure that they aren't projects that just die on the vine,
Right, right.
that they will come to fruition with this year's monies, but paid next year.
And I think we see part of the problem is the supplies not coming in. I mean, that's just the way it is right now. So,
The cameras for Prairie Creek Park were being installed today.
good, good. And then we're gonna get Dorner Park pickleball. We're gonna get that
Finished up.
completed next spring, so. Yeah. We appreciate it. So, would anyone like to make the motion to approve these encumbrances?
I'll make a motion that we accept the 2024 encumbrance list as presented tonight.
I will second that.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, I think we're good to go for next year then. Sounds good. Does anybody else have any new business?
I have none.
I do not.
Me neither. Alicia?
I'm good.
She's checking
Okay.
her email at the last moment.
Oh, wait. Oh, I do have one
3
thing.
p.m. the Monday before Wednesday publication, so we're good.
I
Make
do.
sure I got that taken care of. We're sitting here, so I don't forget.
Scott, ask us about, to approve that.
Custodial.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember all the,
I,
I can pull it up in my email, I believe.
I have it down as to start January 8th, and I have a name, but
I don't know that the name is necessary at this point. They haven't done the proper
I
testing
don't know if they've
yet.
done everything. Yeah, just
But-
that, could we start them, I think, January?
Right.
Yeah, January 8th. Is there anything else?
Custodial person.
Custodial person.
I think he brought that up at our last planning session.
And then, once we do that, we have then the other situation to deal with.
To
the
resolve.
cleaning service, so,
Yeah, give notice and all that.
give notice, so. So at first, they may,
Is that, are they aware of that?
we have 30 days. So at that time, rather than maybe have that person come here, maybe they can go there and
Right.
not as many hours here, because we're gonna still have to have the service here, so.
I'll take them for the hours.
Of course.
I don't have one right now.
That wasn't in the job posting though. Darn it. Darn it. Technicality.
Oh,
I'll make the motion that we approve the candidate that Scott Shoemaker has brought forward to us for the custodial position that will serve both Old Stony and the Frankfurt Police Department building, effective January the 8th, and passing all tests and criteria.
yeah.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, is there
Thank you,
anything
Mayor.
else?
You
Well,
did.
I'm glad I thought of that. Yeah, anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, I'll take the motion.
And second.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening. Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Ready to start 2024. That's exciting.
It was a short meeting.